Good morning, students. Now let us continue with D block elements. We were studying the various characteristics of D block element and we will continue with that only. Now, the next is atomic radii and ionic radii. Two features can be observed here. Number one, D block elements have smaller atomic radii than the F block elements. And number two, atomic radii of D block elements do not show much variation across the series. Let us take the example of first period. Now, on moving across the period, we can find that nuclear charge goes on increasing as the atomic number goes on increasing, and second is shielding effect. Now what is shielding effect? It is the inter-electronic repulsions that also goes on increasing. Here we have written the name of the elements of first transition series. So, if you take first three element, that is in the beginning of the series, atomic number goes on increasing from scandium, titanium and then to vanadium. With the increase in atomic number, nuclear charge also goes on increasing. Means electron clouds are pulled closer to the nucleus. That's why atomic size goes on decreasing. So, in the first three elements, we can say factor 1 dominates over the factor 2. Whereas, in the middle of the transition series, as the more electron enters the D subshell, the inner D electrons shield the outer S electrons effectively. The effective nuclear charge experienced by the 4s electrons increases very slowly, or we can just say factor 1 increase in nuclear charge is just equal to factor 2, that is increase in shielding effect. Basically, increase in nuclear charge is responsible for decrease in atomic size, whereas increase in shielding effect is responsible for increase in nuclear size. So here the two factors almost cancel each other. So there is a slow decrease in the atomic size in this region. At the end of the series, the screening and the repulsive effects of the electrons become much stronger, or we can say the second factor, that is shielding effect, dominates over the increase in nuclear charge. So there is a slight increase in atomic radius. This was in case of atoms. If you talk about ions, say in case of plus 2 ion. So plus 2 means the electrons have been removed mainly from the S subshell. So here you can see there is a change in the atomic radius. So whenever you get a question regarding the atomic size, just write the electronic configuration and then you will be able to interpret the reason. So you can see in the beginning of the series, atomic number increases, effective nuclear charge increases, electron clouds are pulled closer to the nucleus, so atomic size decreases. In the middle of the series, as the more electron enters the inner D subshell, inner D electrons shield the outer 4s electrons effectively. The effective nuclear charge increases very slowly, so there is a slow decrease in the atomic radius in this region. At the end of the series, the screening effect becomes much stronger, so atomic size increases. Now let us talk about the density. D block elements are much more denser as compared to S block because the atoms of D block elements are number 1 smaller in size and number 2 are more closely packed. In case of D block, the packing is FCC or HCP, whereas in group 1 elements, if there is any packing, that is BCC. And number 3, they have higher relative atomic masses. These densities generally increase across the first series of transition elements. Why? Because of the general decrease in atomic radius across the series and increase in atomic mass across the series. Next we have ionization enthalpy. The first ionization enthalpies of the D block elements are greater than those of S block elements in the same period of the periodic table. Why? Because atoms of D block elements are smaller in size and they have greater effective nuclear charge. This is the sequence of atomic ionization energy with respect to atomic number. Starting from hydrogen up to lanthanum we have taken. Just compare the changes in ionization enthalpy of other elements with those of transition element. This is a transition element starting from scandium to zinc. You can see over here. You can see in case of other elements, if we talk about from lithium to neon or from sodium to argon, you can see there is a sharp increase in the ionization enthalpy, but for transition element there is just a slight increase and that too not regular. So there is sharp increase across period 1, 2 and 3 but slight increase across the transition series. Why it is so? Now going across the first transition series, the nuclear charge of the elements increases. Additional electrons are added to the inner 3D subshell. And the screening effect of these additional 3D electrons is also significant. The effective nuclear charge experienced by 4s electrons increases very slightly across the series. Whereas for second, third and fourth ionization enthalpies, the slight and gradual increase across the series are observed. You can see in this graph. The line at the bottom, this line shows the curve for first ionization enthalpy, means for removal of first electron. You can see the size is, there is a slight increase in the ionization enthalpy. Zinc has slightly higher. This is because of its electronic configuration. What is the electronic configuration of zinc? It is 4s2 3d10. So the electron is to be removed from the completely filled 4s orbital. So that's why ionization enthalpy is more. After removal of first electron, suppose now you want to remove the second electron, means we are talking about the second ionization enthalpy. You can see for chromium, second ionization enthalpy is slightly higher. Now what is the electronic configuration of Cr plus 1, that will be, if we talk about Cr, it will be 4s1 3d5, but after removal of first electron, it will be 3d5 here. So the second electron is to be removed from 3d5 half filled d subshell. So that's why it is slightly higher. Similarly, in case of copper also, the second electron is to be removed from 3d10. Again completely filled d subshell. So that's why second ionization enthalpy of copper and chromium are slightly higher. Similarly, if you talk about the third ionization enthalpy, the electronic configuration of Mn plus means after removal of 2 electrons, it will be 3d5. Now the third electron is to be removed from 3d5 half filled. So this is the problem. So if that's why I was telling you, if you are to interpret the ionization enthalpy first, second, third, whatever it is of any of the element or ion, just write down its electronic configuration and just remember that half filled and completely filled electronic configuration are more stable, so you will get your answers. This is the reason here given for the scandium for fourth electronic ionization enthalpy. Scandium is 4s2 3d1. So fourth electron will have to be removed from 3p. So that's why it is much higher. So we can say the first few successive ionization enthalpies for the d block elements do not show dramatic changes because 4s and 3d energy levels are close to each other. Now let us just see the relation between ionization enthalpy and stability of a metal in a given oxidation state. Means with the help of ionization enthalpy, we can predict which of the two metals in a given oxidation state is thermodynamically more stable. If metal is converted to +2 oxidation state, energy required is equal to I1 plus I2, means sum of the two ionization enthalpy. But when it is to be converted to +4 state, then we have to check the sum of 4 ionization enthalpy. Let us compare nickel +2 with platinum +2. You can see the sum of the first two ionization enthalpy for nickel +2 is less, so nickel is much stable in +2 oxidation state. Whereas if we compare the value for +4 oxidation state, we find the value for platinum is less, so we can say platinum +4 is more stable. So this was all about today. Thank you.